Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. In my music theory lessons on Patreon, let's now take a look at the ABRSM Grade 5 practice exam papers from the 2022 exam paper booklet, looking now at exam paper B. Once you have completed your ABRSM Discovering Music Theory workbooks for grades 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, working through practice exam papers is an excellent revision tool. I work through every single question, through every single section of the entire exam paper, looking at topics including rhythm, pitch, keys and scales, intervals, tonic triads, musical terms and signs, and music in context. I help you to understand how to quickly and easily answer every single exam question and give revision tips as we work through the paper together. The full lesson can be found on my Patreon channel. If you visit patreon.com/Sharon Bill, you can find the full lesson there, and you can find links to this lesson in the cards and in the description box below. After this short little video, you can see sample examples taken from the full Patreon lesson, showing you how I work with you note by note, section by section, just as if I was sitting right next to you. When you feel you are ready to take your ABRSM Grade 5 Music Theory exam, I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to be best prepared for your exam, and also how to make the very best use of your time when you're actually taking the exam. This book is available from Amazon, and you can find links to this in the cards and in the description box. Enjoy your studies! Well, I think we can see that we're grouped in crotchet beats. And here, if we just sort of simplify this triplet is 3 in the time of 2, 3 semiquavers in the time of 2 semiquavers, with a quaver there, so a half a beat and 2 quarters. There's a crotchet beat, and we can see that's how it's been beamed. And then here we got a quaver and a dot. A quaver is half, and then the dot is half as much again. That's 3/4 of a beat. And again, you can just visualize this. If you think there's a crotchet beat divided into halves and quarters, the quaver is half of a beat, and then half as much again is a quarter of a beat, and then there's our remaining quarter. We can see we've got a crotchet beat there, there's a crotchet beat, 1, 2, 3 crotchet beats, 3/4. Question again, but this time, which is the correctly written key signature in G sharp minor? So G sharp minor is related to B major, which has a key signature of F, C, G, D, A sharps. So here in the alto clef, it's kind of right apart from this first one, C, D, E, it should be there to make that. Oh, and then, actually no, it's all, that should be there, so that's wrong. Now here, what do we have? F, C, that G sharp should be there. That would be right if it was written in the bass clef. So it's all correctly positioned for the bass clef, all completely wrong for the treble clef. What do we have here? C. Now here, this is the correct one because the F sharp would be lower here because in this clef there is no position on the stave. So that's the one we want. Now here we've got the same thinking to do because we need to know the number of the interval, like the degrees of the interval, before we can decide if it's major, minor or perfect, because we need to know, remembering that fourths, fifths and octaves are perfect. So here we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a fifth. Now starting at G, although this is a G sharp, starting at G to D, we know that that's a perfect fifth. So to G major minor, there's our perfect fifth, but it's G sharp, so we've made the interval smaller by raising the lower note, and so we've gone from perfect to diminished. So that's that. If it is that you think all your chords just aren't making sense and there's no cadences, it's probably because you've got the wrong key. So chords 1, 2, 4 and 5 in D major, so D will be our tonic, the basis of chord 1, D, E, F, G, A. Then we build our triads, D, F, A, E, G, B, D, A, C, E. Of course it's F sharps and C sharps, but your key signature will deal with all of that. So what notes have we got here? F sharp A, F sharp D. So we've got D, F sharp A, chord 1. Now here we have an E, D, C. That is not your harmony note, that's a passing note. And we have a C and an E, a C sharp and an E. So that's chord 5. So there it's an imperfect cadence. And then what do we have here? So we have E, G, G, E, I said that backwards, didn't I? E, G, B, that's a chord 2. So what do we have here? G, D, B, D, G, B, so that's a chord 4. And then what do we have here? So we've got an A B, that's a passing note, just filling in the gap by step, and then a C sharp. So A and C sharp are our only clues. So you'd expect it to be chord 1 to finish it, but it isn't. It's going to be chord 5. We've got 2 out of 3. That's chord 5. So that's an imperfect cadence, leaving the listener hanging at the end. Is it true or false that the bassoon sometimes uses the tenor clef? Yes, it does. It's a bass instrument, but it's got a massive range and it can go quite high. And so instead of using lots of ledger lines, the composer might decide to just quickly shift into tenor clef to avoid the use of too many ledger lines. That's true. So let's think about this. So now in the alto clef, this is middle C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So this is middle C. This is the B above that, whereas this is another octave again, isn't it? So this is an octave lower. That's B, D sharp. Just checking they haven't changed any of the notes. So that is a faithful rendition, but an octave lower than the original. What do we have here? So this is middle C. C. So we've got the tenor clef here, alto clef here, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So that's the B above middle C. So again, we're here, not here. So that's an octave lower than the original again. Just check. Yeah, so they've not changed any notes. And then what do we have here? So this is in the bass clef. This is middle C. And this is the B below that. So in actual fact, the bass clef one is here, isn't it? So that's 2 octaves lower. So that's down 2 octaves. That's down 1 octave. Right, so now we're ready to answer these questions. Is A correctly written? It is, but so also is B. So A and B are. Is there anything else? B and C are not, because they're at different octaves, and certainly not A, B and C. So that's the one that we want. There we go.